Okay, the next problem we have, number 44, is a triangular field has a size of 246 meters and 196.7 meters, and the angle between them is 66.2 meters. Find the area of the field. Well, this is pretty easy because we have a formula that uses side angle side. The area K is equal to 1/2. If you have sides A and B, then you do the sine of the included angle C. So we'll draw up this triangle, and I'll label. We have angle A, B, and C, and the sides. Side A we'll say is 246.3. Side B is 196.7, and the angle in between is 66.26 degrees. Using the formula for area, 1/2 196.7 times 246.3 times the sine of 66.26 degrees, and K will equal 22,173.8 meters squared, and that would be choice A. Okay, here we are. We're talking about a boat that leaves the dock and sails in a direction of 70 degrees. Once reaching the opposite shore, it sails in a direction of 272 degrees, and it docks 150 kilometers north of its original starting position. So let's try to draw a picture and understand what this all means. We have a boat that is going to start from this position, and it's going to sail at 70 degrees. Now 70 degrees is a heading. If this is 0, 70 degrees will be towards east, and once it reaches the opposite shore, it sails in a direction of 272 degrees. So that would be just a little bit past the horizontal, and that would go all the way back to where it reached a position 150 kilometers north of where it originally started. So this angle right here, this teeny tiny angle, is equal to 2 degrees, and using our idea of parallel lines, that this is parallel to this, we can figure that since this angle here is 20 degrees, that this angle in here is 20 degrees from alternate interiors. So now we can make a much more refined triangular picture. We have 150 on that side. We have an angle here of 22 degrees. We have an angle inside here of 70 degrees. And we have an angle here of the remainder of 180, which that will make 92. So this will be an 88 degree angle. So now we can they would like us to figure out the total distance the boat traveled. So that would be, let's call that X and Y. So we can use, because we have angle side angle, in two cases we can use the law of sines. Law of sine says that y over the sine of 70 degrees is equal to 150 over the sine of 22 degrees, and from that we calculate that y is equal to y is equal to 376.3 kilometers. And now we can also solve for x. x over the sine of 88 will equal 150 over the sine of 22. So we do the same thing we did before. And we solve for x, and we get 400.176. So I think the problem asked for it just said what's the total distance, so you would add up 400 and 376, so you'd have about roughly 776.476 kilometers. And that would be choice B. Last problem, oh shoot, second to last problem. Okay, it's an airplane that is flying through the air at, it first starts out, it leaves the airport, and it flies 180 miles west, and then 220 miles at a certain direction. So let me put my compass on, the compass crosshairs on. It says it's the direction of 230 degrees 50 minutes. So 230 degrees is going to be roughly in this direction. Just going to fly that way for 220 miles. And this is 230 degrees 50 minutes. We know that this is 180 degrees, so that this angle here has got to be 50 degrees 50 minutes. So, because that's how much it went past the 180 mark. And so that is going to leave an angle on the inside here, the remainder of 90. So that's going to be 39 degrees 10 minutes. And now I have side, angle, side, and I can use that with law of cosines. Law of cosine says, if I label this to be A, B, and C, law of cosine says that side B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine of angle B. So we have everything we need here to do this. B squared is equal to 220 squared plus 180 squared minus 2 times 220, 180 cosine of 39 degrees 10 minutes. You get B squared is equal to 19,395.3 miles, or B is equal to, you have to take the square root of that number, 139.267 miles. And that isn't on the sheet at all. So I need a minute to figure this out. Okay, I figured out my problem, and that is that I went in the wrong direction. I went to the east. I should have followed the directions here, and I wanted to go to the west. So let me clean this up and we'll fix it up real quick. This is how we do that. So I'll redraw this. We leave and we fly due west. So here's the airport. We're going to fly due west for 180 miles. We're going to then change our heading, and we're going to go 220 miles. And this heading is still 230 degrees 50 minutes. So that means that this angle here is still 50 degrees 50 minutes. And we can now compute what the distance is to this point by using the law of sines. This angle will be, because this is 90, this angle on the inside of the triangle will be 140 degrees 50 minutes. And this will be 180, this will be 220, and I can use everything in my equation to be the same as it was before. I'm just going to change this angle to 140 degrees 50 minutes. So upon doing that, this value changes to 142,205. But remember, we have to take the square root of that again, which will be 377 miles, and it's still not quite right. So